Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, today is a very sad day. September 4th, 2020 marks the day that Sasha Banks and Bayley came to an end. For a while now, we have seen cracks being developed in their relationship. They only like a month or two ago were on top of the world. Then what happened? Sasha lost her Raw Women's Championship. They both lost their tag team titles. And Bayley, luckily, still is holding on to that SmackDown Championship. But that was just the start of a slippery downward spiral. No, a slippery slope, that's the saying, yeah. So they were kind of teasing that something was going to go a bit tits up. And that something has happened on SmackDown. Now, you know what the interesting thing is here? Bayley brutalised Sasha Banks on September 4th, 2020. Whereas literally on this day last year, September 4th, 2019, was when she actually turned heel for the first time and attacked Becky Lynch with that chair. Y'all remember that? Oh my days. Yo, the crowd are just like, what? No, 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 no! Listen to that reaction as well. That is absolutely insane. Jeez, that's mad. They're all for it as well. Yes, yes, yes. I mean, it is a very interesting side to Bayley, a side we've never seen before. So I find that pretty interesting. I know that because I always check back a year ago to see what video I made because I like looking back on my old self. It's just, in my opinion, one of the best things about being a YouTuber. But yeah, 1 year later and she has completely destroyed Sasha Banks, her best friend, her partner in crime. So I actually read the comments under a Twitter post about this. I haven't watched obviously because I wanted to save it for a reaction, but I read the comments and people were saying that they were actually surprised that Bayley was the one to turn on Sasha Banks. Everyone thought that when the day came it would be Sasha Banks to turn on Bayley. But you know what? I actually think I prefer this because Bayley right now seems like a natural heel, which is very strange because remember when she just turned heel? Everyone, including myself, couldn't really get used to that because it was so new and her old character was just like the most friendliest sort of character there was. So it was just very strange. Whereas Sasha Banks has been a heel before and she can be really sort of sassy and savage. Whereas Bayley is just like kid friendly. But like now that she's had this character, this heel character for a year now, it just fits her so well, you know? I couldn't even see her going back to her old self. I feel like this was the right decision for Bayley to turn on Sasha and for Sasha to turn face, but not on purpose. And that's another thing before we get started I want to talk about. I guess this will make Sasha Banks a face, but I'm not too sure what this term is called. But it's when someone ends up turning either heel or face due to the actions of another person. Because usually when you see a face or heel turn, it's the wrestler, you know, doing that for themselves, whereas Sasha just got beat up by Bayley, which like automatically makes her the good guy, you know, the good girl, the baby face. But without further ado, let's just stop talking about it and let's get cracking. Let's go ahead and see what exactly went down here. It should be interesting. Hopefully it's a nice little beat down because I love a nice little beat down. And we're off. Let's check it out. Injury? Of course, every heel that gets injured and gets help, they're like, no, I don't need help. I'm a bad bitch, you can't kill me. You see what I mean? Like, what? They're just trying to help. What on earth are you doing? It's just a natural heel thing though. Get off me! I don't need help, bitch. Alright, Bayley's offering help. Will this be like a trap? A way to finesse her? You know, like come on, get up and have a bang! Oh. Pulled a muscle. Nah, I'm good. Okay, trying to take her best friend. I'm expecting a massive pop here, but I'm just remembering this is just some fake sound effects. It doesn't really fit well. Anyway, we're off. All into the steps. Yeah, Bayley has kind of just lost the plot here. Ladies and gents. She's off her rocket. Screaming at the authorities. That was really weak. That could have been better. She should have properly went yeet and yoinked her into that post, but it's all good. Getting the leg, okay. Another good thing, targeting the injured body part to really emphasize the brutality of the attack. Now, what you thinking? See, this is good. This is the Bayley that I know now. Like, I couldn't see her going back to her old ways, especially after this. Like, she fits this character perfectly now, which is crazy because it was so weird to start off with. No way. Hey, hey, hey! How do they do that safely? Because you're literally jumping and then, you know, going like that so the bit of the chair goes into your neck. Like, how? I've always wondered about that move. How does that work without really, you know, digging into someone's neck and near enough bursting their windpipe? She's looking unconscious here. So yeah, this was good. This was a nice twist in the story and a good way to ignite a feud between these two. We're going to have Hell in a Cell coming up soon, so maybe they could take this into the cell and provide us with some hell. And maybe they can just become friends again and forget this ever happened. You know, maybe this was just a wee bump in the road. You know, not a big deal. Bayley just kind of snapped, but maybe Sasha will forgive her. It is an option. Is it a likely option? Absolutely not, but it's an option. But nah, I feel like this definitely is the start of something major between these two, like a big feud. Obviously, both of these women are on SmackDown, and now that Sasha doesn't have the Raw Women's Championship, that obviously opens up the opportunity for them to fight for the SmackDown Women's Championship. So that right there is sounding unreal. That has to happen, especially inside Hell in a Cell. Obviously, Clash of Champions is up first, and then Hell in a Cell should be in October, as per usual. So maybe they'll have two matches, one at Clash of Champions and one at Hell in a Cell. Or will they hold off until Hell in a Cell? Will Bayley have another opponent for Clash of Champions? I feel like this is going to move fast though, this feud. Like next week they're going to be straight into it, you know, beefing each other. I'll make an early prediction. At Clash of Champions they'll have a match, but it will end in one of those weird ways where it's like a double count out or a disqualification, and then that'll, you know, lead into Hell in a Cell where there are no count outs, there are no disqualifications, so that'll just be like the perfect sort of story, you know. Maybe Sasha will be dominating Bayley at Clash of Champions and she ends up getting herself disqualified so she keeps the championship, and then, oh, we could do this at Hell in a Cell where there's no chance of that happening, and then Sasha can take the SmackDown Women's Championship off her former best friend. That sounds like a plan. But anyways, that is it for our reaction to Bayley turning on Sasha Banks. Again, it's mad that this has actually happened, but it's good. Definitely making for some good storylines here. So drop a like on the video for me if you guys have enjoyed, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one.